Yo guys, what up, what up? Lights, camera, Accion, episode number 18. I can hear my voice. Give me 1 second, hold on. There you go. I could hear my voice in the other room and it was affecting me. But damas y caballeros, bienvenidos a otro episodio de Lights, Camera, Accion. Temporada número 2, season number 2, episode number 18. And today's guest is someone that I've known for a very long time. Very, very long time with... when I had more hair, you know, that's how long I've known him. Now I'm losing my hair and it's okay. I might do the operation or I might just, I don't know, figure out what to do with the hair. But anyways, thank you, damas y caballeros, for being here. This has been a project of mine that I've started a little bit over 2-something years ago. And it's something that I'm grateful that I started. And like everyone knows, y como dice el dicho, Dios sabe por qué hace las cosas. And I'm grateful that I'm doing it. And I get to have amazing conversations. And one of them is happening right now. So I'm grateful that you guys are here watching. For those in the chat, what's up, Mom? My mom and dad always the first ones here tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. And we're going to get the show on the road. But before we introduce the next guest, I have a little introduction that I wrote for him that I want to, say, before he comes out. And bear with me because I am controlling everything and making sure everything is, working and stuff. And my mouse keeps freezing. So like Marcos said, it could be a wear and tear thing. I did change the batteries, but it's still happening. So again, thank you so much for the patience. Pero, damas y caballeros, today's guest is an Argentinian-Canadian transformational performance artist, strategic coach, four times award-winning speaker, and founder of Coachable. Through a unique blend of storytelling, music, leadership, and personal development, he helps people reconnect with his truth, unlock their potential, and live with greater purpose and authenticity. As we recognize Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, Marcos brings value, insights on resilience, self-leadership, emotional well-being, and what it means to live a life that feels fully expressed. Damas y caballeros, con ustedes, my great friend. Give me a round of applause for Marcos Mendoza. How are you, brother?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you for being here. Let me just change the camera so everybody could see us. What's up, man?
Oh, man. Thank you for the beautiful introduction.
Thank you.
I'm so grateful to be here. There's, I keep talking about the origin. There's an origin energy to this invitation. And, it came unexpected. And it also came with such an open heart because, we got to give it up. Like, I don't know if you have sample effects of applauses there on the pads or anything. But
Not yet.
We got to give it up to the effort that you and Nico and everybody, the families, the partners, the people behind the leadership that you guys embody for 20 years? It's been insane to witness Latin leadership at its finest by providing service, entertainment, hospitality. It's been truly, I truly look at what you guys have done and I just bow, me saco la gorra y digo, wow, lo que han hecho, lo que hacen y las personas que son con la humildad, love, kindness, faith, so many values come through en el trabajo que hacen, en el servicio that you guys provide y con su forma de ser. So when you introduce me the way you have, that's a beautiful, welcoming, I'm grateful. And it's super important for you guys to be acknowledged and for that to be reciprocated from a more spiritual respect, because what it takes, from what I witnessed for the late nights, for the tear down, for the gear, for the equipment, for the tech, for the politics, for the friendships, for the hard conversations, I can only imagine cuánto tenían que aprender, cuánto han tenido que sufrir, y todo lo que está pasando behind the scenes energetically, para poder ser una persona que sigue viviendo sus sueños y dándole la oportunidad para que los demás pueden, have an experience de sus sueños coming to life as well. There's so much value to what you guys do and have done for so long. It's truly Latin leadership.
No, thank you, man. It means a lot. Thank you so much, especially coming from you. It's the little bit of a conversation that we had before we went live. It's there's a lot of moving parts, and one thing that my father's always told us, is tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are. And people like Nico and everyone else that's part of this, it's definitely a team effort, So thank you for those words. Us men, we don't hear that often, and like, and those that are watching, it's very hace falta, we have to speak to each other like this more often and give each other the flowers. So thank you. It really means a lot, coming from you especially, and I'm excited to have you here, and I've had you in the back of my mind for a while, but I just told myself, I'm not ready. I'm not ready because I know, you come with a lot of experience, and a lot of things that you could teach, and I just wanted to be ready, and I'm grateful that you're here, and thank you for making the drive. I know you took a plane and a boat to get here, so I really appreciate it. Yeah. But
there's a lot to say there. I am not plugged into the Latin community at all. So it's kind of like I told you when you sent me that invitation, just to be considered, I was like, me? Like, I don't have Latin community. No tengo amigos que son hispanos. Like, I'm very, very outside of what I would like to have, which is more of that cultural embodiment. And no sé, like, me siento raro, like, as a person. I think I'm a very weird person. I think I'm a very unique person. And it's not always the best. Like, introverted artist, with high ambition. It really just comes down to the time and place and date that I was born as a Sagittarius. Like, I really think that the reason I'm as weird as I am is because I'm a Sagittarius. Like, 100%.
So what's a Sagittarius?
Just like ambitious, goal achieving, like relentless, head in the clouds, very driven, very aloof, when it comes to like, when you want something, you just believe. It's like a never-ending well of belief, which I can also talk about, like, as a speaker. The thing that I niched down, like, as a speaker, the international reputation that I'm nurturing very, very carefully is I want people to just recognize me as a type of person that takes a stand for overcoming adversity. Overcoming adversity. I don't know how you say adversity in Spanish.
No idea.
Yeah, adversity. So anybody watching, you go to ChatGPT, type in adversity, translate that, put it in the chat, and then maybe we can figure that out. But overcoming adversity is like, tengo una forma de ser that is so relentless que todas las cosas feas que me pasan, todo lo que has sufrido, todo lo que sigo sufriendo, y cada día que es a struggle, cada día que las cosas no van bien, you just keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going, and you keep going. And it's like, for the amount of challenges that have come my way, like, I should have given up on being a dreamer a long time ago, but like, it's, some things are in us, and I think it comes from our family values. So like you said, your mom and dad came, they're the first ones to be there. My mom and dad are the same way. My mom and dad are actually on my phone's wallpaper right now.
Yeah.
Like, my mom and dad are right there. Like, there's I think there's people that look to their parents for leadership. I think they pick up a subconscious set of beliefs that has them innately show up in the world as not just to make them proud, but also as like, okay, well, what I witnessed growing up, we talked about it before we started. Like,
yep.
Whatever you were influenced by, whatever you witnessed, whatever you experienced as patterns, beliefs, behaviors, habits, it becomes a part of who you are. And then you can choose, am I going to be this way for the better? Am I going to be this way in a self-sabotaging way? Am I going to be this way and project that it's their fault? Or am I going to be this way and take full responsibility for the choice that still exists in me shaping my character based off of how I was raised? Because if you think about it, your parents are with you every single day of your life until your 20s, let's say.
Yep.
Hopefully forever, right? That rubs off on a person.
Of course.
Right? Esas costumbres become a part of who you are. So I think that there's something really special about, who we have now become as men, right? Like, we're men now.
Yeah.
When we started, we were boys,
Yep.
right? We were boys. I'm 41.
You're 41?
I'm 41.
Damn, you don't look like it, man.
It's crazy. I
Keep
don't
it
know.
up.
This mustache is new. I don't know.
How long did it take you to grow?
This grows quick. Like I'm very fortunate that when I have my beard, like it's very, very, not, quick, but I can do different things. But this is very new for me. I still look at myself, and I'm like, do I look like an idiot? Do I look like an idiot? So, yeah. But anyways, overcoming adversity, Latin leadership, and just showing up congruently with our values. Like, if we're going to talk about men's mental health in the Latin community, you have my full attention. Like, let's go.
Let's do it. But before we do that, I'm going to do a little rapid fire question that I do with everyone. I'm going to ask you these questions. Whatever comes to mind, you have to answer. And let's see. You ready?
Yep.
Just see if this mouse keeps freezing. Hold on. The last song you downloaded.
Okay. Downloaded?
Yep.
Is this like 2004?
Probably.
No. Downloaded, like, let's say stream.
Okay, stream. Nice.
I actually don't know the name of it, but it's by an artist named Etsu. ETSU.
Okay.
And it's just, I can't even pronounce it. It's probably like Norwegian, the name of it. But yeah.
Okay. Nickname your parents used to call you or still call you.
Marquito.
Okay. Favorite day of the week.
Sunday.
Okay. Favorite junk food.
California sandwiches.
Ooh, that's worth it. Okay.
With olives, with the medium olives.
Yeah.
Like a bite of olive, a bite of California sandwich. A bite of olive, a bite of California sandwich.
Let's see here. Sourdough or wheat?
Sourdough.
Okay. Asado or gringo barbecue?
Nah. Next question.
Okay. Let's see here. Favorite ice cream flavor?
I think it would have to be like a caramel vanilla.
Okay. If you were an animal, which animal would you want to be?
Dolphin.
Hey, echolocation. Nice. What is one movie you can quote from start to finish?
Ooh. Quote from start to finish. The Rock.
Which movie is that?
Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage,
Ed
Harris.
I haven't seen that movie.
Oh, you got to write that down. The
Okay,
Rock.
The Rock? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
The Rock. And it's just one line. Okay. Welcome to The Rock.
Okay, window seat or aisle seat?
Aisle seat.
Sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Call or text?
Text.
Okay, not bad. What is your go-to karaoke song? Sober and after a couple of tequila shots.
Tequila shots would get me doing like Bon Jovi, Always.
Okay.
Always and I'll be there. Sober, it would probably be like, mind you, I've never done karaoke.
Really?
Never in my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something we could definitely do.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So let's see here. Last one. What is the strangest item currently on your desk or in your bag, if you have a bag?
Question. I have a lot of stuff in my bag right now. The strangest item would be... I literally just wrote a list for a post of all the things that are in my backpack right now.
Really?
Like 30 things are in my back. You got to remember, I'm an artist.
Okay.
So I carry my MPC sample, which is a beat making machine. My Akai MPC sample. I carry headphones. I carry microphones. I carry tripods. I carry cables galore. I carry my MacBook. I carry my iPad. I carry 2 to 3 books in my backpack right now.
Which books are those?
The ones that are in my backpack right now are the Tao Te Ching, okay, which is like the Chinese Bible.
Okay.
The Lost Laws of the Universe, which is about the real origin methodology of manifestation.
Okay.
And the Mystery Method, which is how to talk to girls.
Okay.
How to talk to girls. Cold approach.
Okay. The Mystery Method.
The Mystery Method. Yeah.
Nice title. Okay.
Yeah. So his name is Mystery, the author.
Oh, okay. Baby.
Yeah. So I would say the strangest, maybe my drone would be one of the strangest things. It's this little portable drone. It's very personalized. I throw it up in the air and I walk around. Again, artist, speaker, content creator, beat maker, producer, entrepreneur. I'm constantly creating. So my backpack is stacked.
Okay, not bad, not bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for those rapid fire answers. Hold on, my thing is freezing again. There you go. Thank you for that. So, Marcos, if you can, let's let everybody know who you are, a little bit about yourself, where you're from, some of the childhood memories you remember growing up, and all that good stuff. And obviously, we'll talk about, your business and everything that you've been doing and all that informative things. So once again, let everybody know who you are and take it away.
All right. Mi nombre es Marcos Andrés Tolu. That's my real name. Mendoza, the city that I was born in. I just removed the Z, replaced it with an S because gringos say Mendoza, and it just sounds
not the same
as Mendoza.
Yeah.
So I just changed that. I changed that like a long time ago. Like, that's 20 years ago I changed that. Marcos Mendoza. So that became the stage name, the artist name, and it just kind of stuck. But that's definitely not the origin story behind, who I am as a person. As an artist, you asked me that question. I just want to get all philosophical about it. It's funny, as an artist, a part of me wants to be partially funny and then partially philosophical. And maybe that's either, maybe there's like avoidance there. Maybe I'm trying to like dodge the ego from like having to have the spotlight on me to talk about myself, right? So as I even say that, I'm thinking, okay, well, my name is Marcos, and I practice radical self-awareness, if you can't already tell. So that self-awareness brings me to a world of creativity and a world of expression. Creativity and expression are like ultimate values paired right next to integrity and, I think I would say, respect. Or authentic. There we go. So integrity, authenticity, radical, everything's radical these days. Radical self-expression, radical creativity, radical authenticity, radical integrity. I just embody to the best of my ability a way of being that is pure, that is real. And maybe that's taken me on a journey where I'm like a bit of a loner, but it's made me very successful. And it's given me a sense of fulfillment from knowing that I can live my life. I can go to bed every night knowing that I'm legitimately doing my best consciously to live a life that is congruent with those values. From a career perspective, so I'm a speaker. I'm a 4-time award-winning speaker. I've been a coach now for 12 years, a spiritual business coach for entrepreneurs that are insecure about selling and showing up on camera. So I built a really successful practice as a coach, and that's been an amazing experience for me. So speaker, coach, and then as an artist, I've been making music now for 25 years. Like started rapping at 16, I'm 41 and I'm still rapping. One of the best things that ever happened to me was I transitioned from rapping to poetry to spoken word. And so I realized like after rapping so much and putting so much practice and so many hours and so much intention and so much belief and so much love into writing and rapping and freestyling, I kept doing it to an audience that didn't care about anything I had to say. And I had to find a way to evolve that. And so what I did was I transformed rap to spoken word and public speaking. And the pivot where things became very successful was when I changed the audience. So rather than rapping, like somebody even said this to me last night at an event I was at, he's like, your audience, instead of wearing Timbs, now they're wearing heels. It's like the audience changed. And once the audience changed, I could use the skills as a lyricist and as a poet and as a rapper and change the context of what I was saying. And now I'm catering to audiences that care about success and self-mastery and personal development and spirituality in a way that betters their lives. And so that organically had me become a self-help hip-hop artist. And so now I can say, it's like, well, It's like, what do you rap about? It's like, I rap about self-help. I rap about mental health, right? So the rap, the poetry, the spoken word, the public speaking, and the coaching is all congruent with one core theme, which is transformation. So feels good to say that. Feels so good to say that. I'm so proud of myself as I say that out loud. It's kind of like I'm realizing, wow, I can explain that really well. That's coming up. Like, wow, that's the first time I've gotten to say that publicly like that. So shout out ChatGPT for the thousands of hours of conversations that we've had, because I think I nailed that. Fondest memory growing up, man. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, the heartstrings, like I'm already like choking up over here just thinking about it. You know, my family, my upbringing, you know, my parents, both Argentinian. You know, the theme of our family is forever young. And so my parents have always done everything that is just like the method behind life is, okay, but how can we do this so that we remain young? Everything's always been about never growing old. It's always been about being young, having fun, being playful, going on adventures, being together. And so like all my memories and all my experiences growing up were always that. It was being together, being in a fun environment. Like my craziest memories, like I'm telling you, like all the road trips, all the camping, you know, like all the experiences of just them doing everything in their power to give us the types of experiences that create memories. That's probably the greatest childhood memory I have, is like the collective memory of having that be the number one thing that always remained consistent, which is how can we have as much fun as possible, right? And so, and in that, being around, you know, 50, 60, 70 people en el grupo that we have, right? When you get together with your family and friends, it's like, tenés el grupo, right? With like, everybody's got their kids, and it's just like, I look at that group, which they've been friends now for 35 years. You know, it's like that consistent, they all came to Canada in the same era. They made friends with each other, and they're still friends.
To this day.
To this day.
Yeah.
And now at 41, I look at them whenever we get together, and I'm like, I love these people.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Like they're not blood, but they're tío y tía. You know what I mean?
Which is pretty much the same thing.
Which is pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
Which I should probably publicly say to anybody who thinks that Nico is my blood cousin. For all the years that we've been saying, yeah, that's my cousin. Nico's not my blood cousin.
I didn't know that. See?
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I thought you guys were blood cousins.
No,
yeah, I didn't know that.
No, Nico and Sole, like that family is like, that's part of el grupo, right?
Yeah.
So when we say we're cousins, like, well, we grew up together, so es mi primo.
Gotcha.
Right?
This whole time.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Are you ready to kick me off now?
No, man. No, not at all. Even more of a reason for you to stay.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, man. That's you know, that fondest childhood memory is the way they raise us around family, around community, around play, and around adventure.
Nice. Are mom and dad here, or are they back home?
They're here.
Nice, man. You think they're watching?
Probably.
Yeah. Shout out to mom and dad. Muchas gracias por todo el asado y por todas esas memorias.
Muy lindo.
That obviously Marco carries very dearly and close to him, you know. So thank you for answering and for all those beautiful memories and everything.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get the show on the road. What are one of your hidden talents?
I can play the piano.
Okay. And when did you figure that out?
I was 23. I sat down at the keys and I just realized I can play. I realized I had perfect pitch.
Okay.
And that was something that came to me by absolute surprise. And I was like, oh shit, I can play the piano. And I remember it was like, ding, ding, ding. It was like such a simple melody, but it was a melody. And I was like, oh. I was like, and then I realized very quickly that playing the piano, I can't read music, but I can hear patterns and pair patterns with emotions. So I was like, oh, if I play this pattern, it feels like this emotion. And then I just followed that feeling, you know, for the last 20 years. It was like, oh, playing music is just, if music is what emotions sound like, then my job as a musician is to translate what those emotions sound like using these patterns.
Gotcha. Interesting. What's your favorite, style of music that you like to play?
I'm a very emotional person. I play like very sad, like hopeful, you know. My piano music is very in the minor keys, right?
Okay.
But it's weird. Like I play the minor keys, very hopeful, very nostalgic, very melancholic music. But I'm making boom bap and lo-fi beats while simultaneously making cinematic scores and dabbling into Afro house and then dabbling into like, I don't know if anybody would know the genre, but it's called future garage, which is like very sub-heavy, melodic. I call it beautiful noise.
Never heard of that.
Oh, bro, I'll send you some tunes. Make sure you have headphones on. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I also noticed, obviously, when I was posting the flyer on Instagram and everything, you have a whole bunch of music that's out on Spotify and stuff. When did you start releasing music?
The whole Spotify thing, the whole music thing is like, it's a very frustrating experience to be an artist that, doesn't get any streams. Nobody gives a shit. It's been so long. I think I've been too emotionally attached to the creation process that I ignored the business process and the exposure process. And I think I was maybe a little lazy about it for the longest time, that now I'm just cansado. Now I'm just like, I don't care. So I did crack the code though. Here's how I cracked the code. And I'm going to talk about business and money just for a little bit. And there is no ego in what I'm about to say. Okay. So Spotify, let's just say, I think we get paid 0.003 cents per stream. Can't make a living on it. Okay. Can't make a living on that unless you sign a deal with a record label that gives you an advance, which is a loan. And then you have to use that money to hire all the people that they tell you to hire, so that you can then go and make your money back with a profit, so you can keep a little bit of what you made back while paying back that loan. And then they're like, congratulations, we're going to ride this buzz. We're going to give you another advance. And this is going to be even bigger. And then you have to take the risk and the chance of flipping that money. And it's like, I don't trust the system well enough to be able to say that is the path that I've wanted to take as an artist, for a number of reasons. And so I had to find a back door to be successful with music. And so what I did was I started playing the music, making the music that I speak over, that I make content over. And because my programs are valued at a premium as a coach and as a speaker and as someone that produces experiential events, the music is a part of my creation process. And because it's a part of my creation process, I can now make music and make an amazing living without having to justify or rely on streaming to pay me as an artist. Mm-hmm. So I get to be the speaker, the coach, and the entrepreneur and make music as a part of the package of what attracts people through service. And now I get to have that be close to my heart as the reason why I do it, rather than for the validation of streams or for the metrics of numbers. Mm-hmm. And so I had to find a way to do it. I call myself an artrepreneur for that, because it's like I'm an entrepreneur because I've found a way to bridge the gap between art and entrepreneur.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So even though there's 100 songs on Spotify, I never really, again, I don't pay to play. I don't run ads, none of that stuff. I just never saw the point.
Yeah.
And maybe I secretly self-sabotage because I don't want the attention. Maybe I care about criticism too much.
I think we all do.
Maybe, definitely, I'm just not good enough, and compared to who I'm comparing myself to at a musical level. Maybe I just want to live in my own little pocket and make my own little sound, and then that's good enough for me. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'm so sensitive that the criticism would produce the possibility of so much heartbreak that I'm just like, I can't deal with the criticism because I'm maybe just too sensitive. Maybe that's my truth. Maybe that's part of my mental health and the awareness related to it.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe that's the transparent truth. Maybe I don't want to sell my soul because I love that I have control. Maybe I'm a control freak, right? Maybe I love not control, but sovereignty.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe that's why my artistry has never popped off. Because if we look at Nico and Nico used to rap with me, right? I was like, 25? Nico was like 19. I was even doing like the tango ton stuff, which, tango.
Oh, I remember that.
There's been eras here. We're talking about more than 20 years of not stopping this passion. So, yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. Thank you for that. I noticed that you started posting some videos of you DJing and stuff. When did that start? Because I didn't know you were DJing until I started seeing the videos.
Fun fact. I am probably one of the reasons why Nico became a DJ.
Okay.
I sold Nico his first deck.
Okay.
Denons.
The Denons, nice.
Okay. I'm talking like the thin rectangle the white ones with just pitch bend and tempo.
Yeah. 2 pieces, right?
Like one long white piece. Like that was, I'm pretty sure I sold it to Nico or gave it to Nico. I don't remember, but like I was DJing from 16, 17, all age clubbers days, wet jam days when we're promoters.
Yeah.
Right. We're part of that life. And even now, like if you look at Mike Jacinto, who now he's like DJing, like crazy. He's like a huge DJ. Again, he was part of El Grupo, right? So many of us that were all part of that group are all involved in some form of music or entertainment, which is great. So last summer, I fell in love with Afro House so much that I was like, I need to learn how to make this. And I realized like, not only do I need to learn how to make it, I need to learn how to mix it so that I can create customized playlists of all the songs that I love and bring people joy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started making YouTube videos of me making these sets for that reason of finding beautiful locations, mixing it with beautiful music, and giving people a reason to enjoy, to dance, to love it as much as I do, And so that's where that came from. And I just started doing it, not because I want to be the next anything, because I love music and I love putting together playlists. I have so many playlists. It's insane, right? So it's just, it's just for the love of music.
Of course. Yeah, no, music is a huge, very, very important part of our lives, especially us that are in the whole entertainment, industry and stuff. And grateful for the music, and to add to what you were saying, to be able to bring happiness to people with our playing and our choice of music and stuff, it's a real gift to be able to do that, so that's awesome you're still doing it, obviously keep it up, and hopefully I get to go catch you at one of your events. I know you had an event not too long ago, no? At a I don't remember where it was, but I remember you posting that you were going to be playing somewhere.
I've done a lot, like I've done like almost 20 events now. Yeah, it's been wild, but like actually just got a new DJ gig today. I locked one in as well. But I think the one you're thinking about is called Friend of a Friend.
Okay.
Yeah, that was last September.
Okay.
I rented a warehouse, like an art gallery,
okay.
Threw a great party. That was great. Strategically, I was like, okay, how do I get 100 people to come? I invite 50 people personally and tell them to invite a friend.
Yeah.
Great.
And it worked.
And it worked, yeah.
It's good, man. It's good.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to do a little quick commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to continue with the podcast. For those that are watching, thank you once again for being on the show. And sorry for tuning into the show. If you have any questions for myself or for Marcos, por favor, ponlo ahí en el chat. And thank you again for everyone that's obviously supporting the show and everything. Last week, we did have the episode from home just because we had no power in this wonderful building. But thankfully, we are up and running. We have some very big-ass generators in the back of the building powering up this whole building over here. So we're grateful to be back. And it was pretty fun, doing it from home. But the setting up and then everything. And, I'm grateful that I'm back here at the office. But like I said, we'll be back in a couple of seconds. And, see you guys soon. Ciao. A very special shout out goes out to our proud sponsor, 4 Lights Advocacy LLP. Your path forward starts with clarity. They provide services from civil and business litigation, wills and estates, real estate, Canadian and U.S. immigration. You can count on them to provide strategic guidance and real results without the stress. Make sure you give them a call at 905-605-5100. Follow them on Instagram at 4Lights Advocacy LLP, or give them that visit at 400 Applewood Crescent, Unit 100 in Vaughan. Once again, this is your proud sponsor, 4Lights Advocacy LLP, focused on you, driven by results. A very special thank you goes out to our sponsor, Wash & Co., your mobile auto detailing business. You want to get that car clean, get all that gunk, all that salt off the car after this crazy weather here in Toronto? Make sure you give them that call at 416-807-4261. Follow them on Instagram at washandco.to, and let us take care of the rest. Ciao. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Lights, Camera, Accion Season number 2. Like I mentioned, we want to give a very special shout out to our official sponsor of the show, Bradley Meats. Bradley Meats has been serving the community for well over 10 years. It is a family-run business by father and son, and they provide premium cuts of meat sourced from local farms at the best prices. Everything from skirt steak, veal, short rib, T-bone steak, Colombian and Argentinian sausages, their famous chimichurri, and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bradley Meats. Give them a call at 905-669-7583. Visit them at 445 Edgeley Boulevard, Unit number 4, or give them that follow on Instagram at bradley.meats. Once again, this is your official sponsor, and now let's get back to the show. All right, and we're back. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. Let me fix my hairline again. Anyways, Marcos, you have a question for me, brother?
No, I was just gonna say, just go bald, bro.
You know, I was having the conversation with Nico.
Just do it, bro.
I know, but it's just the shaving and the... I don't know. Listen, I'm not saying no, but I'm trying to hold on just a little bit more. You know, it's...
I was 26 when I lost my hair.
Really?
26.
When did you start noticing it?
26.
Really? And you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to cut it off.
Once the hairline starts going up, you're just like, okay, this doesn't work.
Yeah. How did it feel when you did it? Yeah,
I'm good because I'm such a hat guy. I'm just like, it is what it is.
Okay, got you.
But honestly, bro, like, I think, like, you know, I'm looking at the books that you have there. You know, Level Up. You know, you have Russ's book, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. It's like, okay, well, when are you going to choose to have a self-image that is acceptable regardless of the story or the narrative that you've made up about your self-image?
Very good. I like what you did there. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Try it out.
I know. I'll get there. I'll definitely get there. I do remember during the pandemic as well, Nico shaved it off during the show that we were doing. And it was hilarious. And I remember, I think he made a comment, something about like, you know, you're next. And I'm like, hell no. And look now, you know, now it's slowly, you know, creeping up there, but...
Are you married?
No.
Single, okay.
Single. But, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just...
With the hair or with the girl?
With the hair. There's no girl to even think about that stuff, but I definitely have to get used to, you know, the whole idea of not having hair.
Yeah.
You know, but whatever, baby steps.
So we can talk about the meanings that we give things.
Let's do it.
Right? Because, again, I'm trying to give you the context of the theme that you're bringing, that you brought to me, right?
Let's do it.
Around men's mental health, especially for Latin men.
Yep.
So if we look at the meaning that we give things, meaning is the narrative, is the catalyst to the narrative of what you make everything be real or not. So what you give meaning to is what you give purpose to. So what is the meaning that you give going bald? What is the meaning that you give belly fat? What is the meaning that you give mouse issues? What is the meaning that you give doing this on your own? What is the meaning that you give? Because that meaning, you're not a victim to the meaning. So what is the meaning that we give childhood abuse? What is the meaning that we give harassment? What is the meaning that we give financial trouble? What is the meaning that we give, right? So if we look at the meanings that we give things, I think that what we're doing is we're giving ourselves una oportunidad para poder crear una vida around the idea de lo que queremos que nuestra vida sería. So if she cheats on you, what is the meaning that you gave that? Is the meaning an empowering meaning, or is the meaning a disempowering meaning? If you're broke, what is the meaning that you're giving your experience of being broke? If you're going bald, what is the meaning? So I think that if we give ourselves the opportunity to actually have power in acknowledging que tenemos choices, we can create la vida that we want when we start making those choices.
Yeah.
But if we give away our power by living by what society has influenced to think the meanings are, then we live as victims to things. Because are we choosing this because we're consciously choosing, or are we choosing this because we've been influenced to make something mean something based off of the influence of that meaning? So I'm very adamant about choosing my meanings to things. And I think that's how overcoming adversity has become such a powerful topic for my speaking.
Yeah.
Because I'm constantly choosing. I'm either giving away my power or I am living in the embodiment of that power. And then balancing my values with that much power.
Yeah.
Because now I'm not a victim unless I'm choosing to be a victim. And if I want to be a victim and I'm choosing to be a victim, I know that I'm also choosing to wallow in that because I'm choosing to have that experience or that moment, or I'm choosing to wallow in that while simultaneously knowing the resources that I have available to help me have a breakthrough related to that. But I have to be willing to have that choice.
Of course.
Consciously. So I just think that meaning is a great driver for transformation. What are you giving meanings to?
You hit the nail on the head. You know, it's yeah, like again, going back to the whole hair thing, right? It's I give a lot of meaning to it because I guess I'm not I'm afraid of letting it go, you know, and again, maybe even what people think outside, you know, and it's something that I definitely am working towards, you know, slowly but surely, you know, and not even just with the hair stuff, but just other stuff too, you know, and briefly, like when we spoke before the show started, you know, there were some things that I was telling you where like I have trouble sometimes balancing everything that's happening, you know, and there's resources that I could use to, I guess, to make things a little bit easier, but I'm not allowing myself to I don't even know if I'm making sense right now because in my brain it's like it's going a million miles an hour and I'm trying to figure out how to word it, but yeah, it's again, everything you're saying, it's
so
giving
try
me
this.
goosebumps. Yeah.
Try this.
Yeah.
Stop trying to talk to fulfill on the speed of time that this podcast is forcing you to think that you're on the clock.
Yeah.
And actually give yourself a moment to be in silence as you're processing the thought, and then decide what comes through. Because there's no urgency here.
That's true.
Right? There's no urgency here. So if you're having a breakthrough and you want that moment, you can have that moment.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely a work in progress, but I'm going to take that I'm going to keep that, you know, and definitely work on that.
So like, let's look at it like we said, empowering and disempowering choices related to meaning. So you having the experience that you have right now with your hair, I'm making it mean, you could say, I'm making it mean that I'm aging gracefully, and I'm going to hold on to as much of my hair as I can because I love my hair. Yeah. And I'm making this experience mean that I am maturing into my body. Not I'm going bald, I'm this, I'm that. You don't have to disempower yourself with your experience. You still have a choice. But where did the thought come from that this is a bad thing? Who made you think that this means it's not good?
Yeah.
Like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Identify where it came from and then choose to look at it and be like, you lied to me and you influenced me to think this is bad. Or look at it and be like, thank you for showing me this meaning because now I'm going to choose consciously how to identify with my self-image moving forward. But you still have a choice.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? It means that we're conscious. You're literally showing up in conscious masculinity, conscious leadership of how you live your life. So now you're not a victim for balding. You're a champion for loving, for choosing, for accepting, for honoring And for making a meaning that says, yo, my body's going through a transformation right now, right? And I love that.
Yeah.
Right? But somewhere along the line, someone made you think. Maybe you saw a sitcom. Maybe somebody made a joke about it. Maybe you judged somebody and you created a meaning. Well, you can still choose. Is that meaning serving your greater good, or is it not?
Yeah.
If it's not and you keep that, think about it this way. If it's not serving you and you keep that, then you're choosing to degrade your worth because maybe you're a bit of a masochist. You want the suffering. Maybe it puts you into, I got to make an extra 10 grand for a hair transplant. That's drive to make more money. Maybe, right? So if we're talking about men's mental health, we're talking about awareness. We're talking about consciousness. We're talking about values. We're talking about authenticity. We're talking about vulnerability. We're talking about telling the truth to ourselves.
Yeah. You got me a little emotional there when you were talking, because it's that everything you're saying, it doesn't only sit on the whole hair thing, right? That which I guess this is why it got me a little bit emotional while you were talking, because there's other parts as well, that sometimes we give too much meaning, or I don't know if I'm wording it correctly, but I think we're so much into our heads with the specific thing that's happening in our lives that we don't see the opportunity that we get, just like you said, where we could say, hey, I'm aging gracefully. You know what I mean? But we're quick to get to the negative side, whether it's because we were raised a certain way or our surroundings, or like you said, maybe there was something that like a sitcom, something that I saw or something that I read or something, and it really, again, thank you for saying those words, because it has me thinking a little bit different, that quick, and hence why I said that. It definitely got me a little bit emotional. So
you're welcome.
Thank you for that.
I think I should ask, are you okay with this pace?
With this pace of
these conversations? Are you okay with the pace of the vulnerability, the pace of, the context to the theme of this conversation? Because if this is in front of your community and you don't feel safe, then that's important to acknowledge.
Okay.
Right? Because if we're talking about your shit, my shit, and then the community's shit, it's one thing to talk about the people that aren't in this room in a way that is blessing them with how much we care. And it's another thing to talk about our own vulnerabilities.
Yep.
If you don't feel safe in that vulnerability, you still have a choice to take the spotlight off of you and put it on me as your guest, or put it on the collective as an example of what you and I represent as Latin men.
Yeah. No, I'm down. I'm good.
Okay.
Like, I like this stuff. I could say I think this is the first time. Well, you're my first guest that's speaking to me like this and having these type of conversations. And this is another reason why I wanted to have you on. Number one, obviously, for you to bring insight on specific things, but also to put me in the hot seat as well. That's why I told you to have some questions for me, and I'm down.
Okay, cool.
Let's do it.
It's just important for you to know
of
that
course.
you do have a choice.
Of course. No. And listen, if there's a question or topic that we bring up that it's a little bit too difficult, I'll definitely say something. But one of the reasons why I started doing this podcast was to, number one, throw myself into the fire, but also, have these conversations. And this is why for the month of June, I wanted to do something like this, in honor of men's mental health awareness, and this is why I wanted to have you on, because I know you can help with that.
Yeah. So, and I'm just bringing awareness to the fact that I can be intense.
Yeah.
Right? I can be intense because I'm very passionate about witnessing people in their greatness and witnessing somebody experience a breakthrough that alters their identity, and it's like I do so much work on myself. It's like I never rest. And it's true. You can ask anybody close to me. I don't rest. I sleep in a hurry, in a way. Right? Because I'm so on. The mission, the work, the journey ahead, the suffering of the world is so deep and so persistent that I feel like I have the audacity to be able to take enough hits because I've created like maybe like a callus around my heart where it's like things, they land, but it doesn't kill me because I've developed enough strength to be able to lead from the heart, from a wounded heart, but also with enough experience to still make distinctions between how personally I take things and how it's like how much of a leader I can show up in service of others. Like in service of others is like, that is the thing. Like what wakes you up in the morning? Servitude, expression.
Yeah.
Would you say that's your purpose? 100%. Right? Like if you look at parents, like a lot of parents identify that their life's purpose is to be a parent. Why? Because they are of service to their children. They are of service to their household. That's purpose work. Doesn't mean it's the only thing that defines their purpose, but it becomes a responsibility. So for anybody that's like, I don't know what my purpose is, look really closely at what you have to take full responsibility for in your life, because your purpose is very close to that.
Nice.
Yeah. And it's like, it might not be your life's purpose, but it's your purpose right now in this era of your life.
Yeah.
It's very close to what you have to be very responsible for. And you'll find purpose in that. Another word for purpose is just your why, right? Or your reason for something. Like, what is the reason behind why you do something? That'll be defined as your purpose.
It's while you were saying that, a lot of things were popping up in my head because, again, the slight conversation that we had before the show started, I was, telling you of all these changes that were happening in my life and that continue to happen, and I guess a lot of the things have been changing in my mind, obviously because, again, my surroundings have changed, my way of thinking, how I speak to myself, or, the things that I input or have around me. But, one of the things that I've come to realize, and obviously I know it's going to continue to change and adapt and grow and all that stuff, is, I believe that we're here for, again, for the most part to serve, but in different ways. And I at least with this podcast, I've always wanted to do something that helps, the community and which in return obviously is helping me a lot. But and sorry if I'm not making sense, because it's just I'm trying to gather my thoughts and everything. But I think one of my callings right now is obviously doing podcasts like this and just doing things with intention and things that help community. And I bring this topic up because, again, like I was telling you before the show, one of the things that I struggle with and one of the things that I always have a hard time with is balancing everything, because there's so many moving pieces. And obviously, when you're putting yourself out there and putting yourself in front of a camera and being vulnerable with things, I get it. It gets heavy sometimes. And one of the things that I wanted to ask you for some insight or guidance or whatnot is how, when there's a lot of things that are going on in your life and you want to do things with intention and with purpose, and it gets overwhelming because it's a lot of things, happening at the same time. How do you, or I guess, what advice would you give to someone like me or to anyone that's watching, and how to balance with that stuff and how to, I don't even know how to word it, or I don't know if you're understanding what I'm trying to get at, but it's just, I guess, what would you recommend that I should do to try and help, with again, what I want to do and to be able to balance everything else that I have going on?
So before I answer the question, I'm curious, who in your life celebrates you for all of this work that you do?
Obviously my parents, but my mom, 100%.
So what does that look like? What does her celebration look like if you were to vocalize that?
Well, number one, for example, she's always on the show, always commenting, and these the conversations that we're having now, as I get older, which were conversations that we never had before, and I think that these conversations I'm having with my parents now have a lot to do with me, getting out of my comfort level and having these conversations, these vulnerable conversations, it's still new. It's still new in my household. When we have these conversations about how she celebrates us and stuff.
So what does it sound like?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Asking me, how my day went, where I'm working, if I'm home yet, good job, just things like that, things that, again, I'm not saying that they weren't there when you were younger, when I was younger, but it's like now, I guess since I'm allowing myself to receive it, I'm noticing it more, if that makes sense. Because again, like with my parents, it's always been work, and I've said it here on the show a couple of times. My childhood has been very different. At least that's what I think, because it's always go, and like we never really had that family one-to-one thing, like a lot of my surroundings have. And again, sorry if I'm not making sense, if I'm going all over the place, but
so maybe we can catch, because you keep apologizing for being authentic, right? So that's something you can notice. Like, you keep apologizing for being authentic, right? It's like, okay, let's park that. Like, I apologize when I'm being authentic. Like, maybe that's something you could take later, unpack it, and be like, why do I apologize for being authentic? Or why do I apologize when I'm being authentic? And then you can unpack that by giving it context as to, like, am I afraid of being seen a certain way? Or am I insecure about my authenticity because of a judgment that I'm afraid of getting? Right? So that's one way you can take it. But the reason I asked about celebration is because, can you see the chat right now?
Yeah.
Who's watching? Is there anybody?
Yeah, my mom. Well, I can only see the chat of people that are commenting on the chat. The numbers I could see, but I can't see who they are.
Okay.
Yeah.
So has anybody commented yet?
My mom.
Okay. No. So for whoever's watching, join me in acknowledging you. So I acknowledge you. I acknowledge you for all of it, for the effort, for the vision, for the sacrifice, for the effort that goes beyond what people see. Like, I acknowledge you, bro. It's amazing what you've done. It's amazing. Truly. And maybe you don't need my acknowledgement, but I invite you to ask yourself if there's anyone's acknowledgement that you do need. And once you find out who that acknowledgement that you do need, who it is, remove the need from it. And then make a choice around why it's important to have that person's acknowledgement.
Yeah.
So that you can tell them that they matter to you, that their celebration of you is important. You can say to them, I'm doing this for me, but knowing that you might think that what I do is good will help me be better. Yeah. And so I'm not projecting that responsibility on you, but I want you to know that I care about you so much that your acknowledgement of me could give me a boost. And sometimes that calms the ego and the self-sabotage and the force for success. It calms it down because we've cleared the negative or confusing story that we keep telling ourselves, because it's just a story unless it's a fact.
Yeah.
So if you have a belief that you're never going to be good enough and you're never going to do anything right and you're never going to make money doing that stupid podcast, if somebody made you believe that and that becomes a story, you need to now differentiate if that's the story that you want to live by or if that's something that you're going to make real as a fact.
Yeah.
And that makes a difference in how you show up here. Because then you might let go of all this control and finally delegate. And finally give somebody else power and be sitting next to me for this conversation while trusting someone to manage the computer and the tech. Because you don't think anybody can do it as good as you because you care so much. And it's not because you're egoic about it. It's because you care so much. And it's also because you're so used to being the guy that everything relies on behind the scenes. You've identified as the guy that's behind the scenes. Oh yeah, you know, I'm the guy behind the scenes. I'm the guy behind the scenes. How many times a year do you say that? You say it a lot. I'm the guy behind the scenes. Because this shit would fall apart if it wasn't for me. Maybe your ego says that.
Yeah.
It's not from a bad place. It's from a place that is suffocating you. And so you have an opportunity here to release yourself of that story. To courageously say, I would love some acknowledgement from my father, my best friend, anyone, whoever it is, so that you can experience what it's like to be celebrated for all of this effort. And that will create space in your mind.
It's already working.
And it'll open your heart. It'll open your heart and you'll be like, oh, I can't wait to get back to the studio to keep doing this thing that I obviously love to do. And I'm going to put out an ad for some help because, to be honest, I'm only working so hard because nobody can do it better than me. Right? And it's like, is that true? What is the meaning I've given my identity? Again, we go back to it, right? So with that little breakthrough, I invite you to really just take it in. You want to talk about men's mental health? You want to invite me on here? We're going to get into it, right? This is the process of introspection and self-respect for the purpose of acknowledging a purpose-driven why behind the reasons that we do things and the reasons that we are, right? So for all the Latin men that have the opportunity to participate in these types of conversations, which I'm having my own breakthroughs, any coaching conversation is always an equally reciprocated experience of transformation. So while you do the work, I'm doing the work. I may have enough data and insight and intuition to facilitate the questions and concepts that create a breakthrough for you, but the impact of this conversation on you is reflected back on me, and I'm having my own breakthroughs here where I'm realizing, yo, I should probably only coach Latin men. Right?
Imagine
I should probably be a public speaker just for Latin communities. Maybe the thing that I resist the most around being accepted as an Argentinian, maybe the narrative that has polluted my mind growing up is that Argentinians are not real Latinos. Argentinians are actually Italians. Argentinians are the white version of Spanish. Argentinians aren't good enough. Argentinians are all egoic. Argentinians are all egotistical. Argentinians are this. Argentinians are that. Maybe the story and the narrative that I have of what it means to be Argentinian has literally confused me to the point where I never show up in front of the Latin community because I'm embarrassed. I'm afraid that I have to defend this beautiful culture that I love, that I adore, and the values that we live by that are very Latino in our own way. And so maybe my breakthrough is in realizing that the identity of being an Argentinian man is invited to be accepted equally amongst Ecuadorians and Colombians and Cubanos, you know, like, and Mexicanos. Like maybe there's a breakthrough for me in that where it's like, well, why don't you just focus on helping Latin men? Because God knows that Latin men son burro, right? But not because they actually want to be, but because they feel or believe that they have to be, right? Pero hay el burro, pero hay el toro también, right? And it's a dance between being stubborn and aloof and hard-headed and motivated. And it swings like that, right? Why? Because maybe the Latin culture has us all believe que tenemos que ser así. Y no hay otra opción. I don't have the capacity, the patience, the time, the insight, the courage, or the vulnerability to cry or to have these conversations because who's going to put bread on the table is always the narrative. Who's going to put the roof over our heads? And then all of that stress and all that fear and all that insecurity, what does it do? It gets projected onto our mothers. It gets projected onto our kids. Onto the kids. Ladies, I'm single. So stuff like that, I think, can cause real transformation at a cultural level, you know? So maybe there's a breakthrough happening here. Maybe the reason I said yes to this conversation with you was to have an opportunity to demonstrate to myself that I am worthy of speaking in front of a Latin community for the purpose of being able to have these types of breakthroughs with a man that I respect, that I'm learning to love. Right? I love Nico. Love Nico. And you're his friend, business partner. I don't know how deep the love goes, but if you love him, then I love you. Because if you can love him, then I can love you.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Oh, man, thank you. Yeah. All I can say, bro, is thank you. You know, this is, you're pulling my strings in different ways and good ways. And this is one of the reasons why I wanted to have you on. And you know, when you said what you said, people started mentioning, they started commenting, you know, that they're watching. And my uncle's one of them as well. He said that he does acknowledge me. You know, so
hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
I'm getting emotional now.
Yeah, you know,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. So thank you, Georgie, Theo, everyone that's watching. Yeah, that was good.
Commercial break, bro. I'm starting to cry.
If you have any questions that for myself or for Marcos, please let us know, and we could definitely ask the question over here. But I'm gonna ask you another question just so we can have a little bit of a break.
Yeah.
What do you like doing on your free time?
I make beats, bro. I go to the forest every day. I'm in the forest. I go to a forest and I sit there and I make music in the forest. And I read in the forest. I swear I'm a fairy, bro. Like, I go to the forest every day, bro. Yeah. I'm always alone. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a kid. I don't have any
pets.
No pets. Like, I'm super introverted, and I have my own healing around that. You know, that no one's gonna want me. No one can accept my creativity. You know, no one. You know, like, there's a lot of stuff there that's very. That's an opportunity para, you know, sanarse, you know, very deep stuff there around my identity, you know, which is very much related to that masculine scarcity, which is I have to be creating, I have to master music, I have to be practicing, because when I'm performing in front of 10,000 people, I can't make a mistake. So I have to learn how to live loop, I have to learn kick, snare, hi-hat, I have to learn how to make beats on the 4/4, I have to learn how to chop samples, I have to learn. And so I just devote all of myself to mastery while simultaneously reading and simultaneously writing, you know? So when I'm alone in my free time, like, that's what I do. I read, I write, and I make music, you know? And that's me, bro. You know, when I'm not in service, that's what I'm doing. Almost like a never-ending study.
Yeah.
You know? And bro, God knows I could definitely use some breakthroughs, bro. You know, like, I went to an event yesterday and it's just like, I didn't want to go because I know it's not my people, right? But I went because of FOMO, right? And the FOMO, I get there and I'm just like, you say hi to people, blah, 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 but you realize, like, I don't actually care to be here, right? And I left. You drive an hour and 90 minutes through all that downtown Toronto traffic. You show up, you show face, and then you're like, why did I come here? And you leave, right? And so for me, that's one of the things that I'm constantly working on with my own mental health, is the concept of belonging. Where do I belong?
Yeah.
Where do I belong? Because I don't, you know, I'm convinced that I don't belong anywhere. That's how introverted I've been for so long. You know, how alone I am, you know. And when I'm amongst people, I'm like not satisfied unless I'm inspired. And so I'm learning how and where I belong so that I can, you know, fit into a way of excavating this loneliness.
Yeah.
Because there's a distinction between being alone and being lonely. And it's like, I'm constantly dancing between being alone and feeling lonely. I'm alone because I'm choosing it, and then I'm lonely in that aloneness. So I'm a loner, right? And it's like, what do you make that mean? Well, I've had to learn how to make that mean that I am just focused on mastery. Until I meet a girl who wants to do that with me. We can be both loners together, you know?
So now that you brought up the topic of obviously, a partner, how has it been, this whole journey, that you're on and everything, and having a partner and then not having the partner and just being, one right now, because I know for me, for example, my last relationship was definitely one of the toughest breakups for me. It made me see things a lot different, and it has a lot to do with, again, what I was telling you before the show about how I was slowly just going downhill, and as much as the breakup hurt, I'm convinced that it's something that needed to happen in order for me to, start peeling the old me and looking at myself in the mirror and stuff. So pretty much the question is, how do you go towards, or what steps have you taken, after a hard breakup, or I guess what advice would you give those that are, maybe even still thinking about the past,
I have nothing on this topic.
No? Okay.
I have nothing on this topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do another one then. Let's see. Let's talk about you are doing a TED Talk, right? Let me just change the ad over here. This TED Talk is happening. I can't see the logo.
June 27th.
June 27th, Saturday, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't mind, let us know. How did that come about? You know what I mean? Like, how does it feel to be doing something like that? It's pretty cool. Again, I haven't done too much research on the whole TED Talk thing. Yes, obviously I've seen some TED Talks, but I could say, again, because I haven't checked, but I could say you are the first Latino that I know that is going to be on TED Talk, and sort of have their own TED Talk, and let everybody know how that's been and how that came to be.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for giving me a platform to share that. The TED Talk thing came up. I think there's two things that make me very grateful about it. Number one is you have to apply to be a TED speaker, right? And I didn't have to apply. I was invited by the organizers after they watched my performance, my talk at another event. And so the privilege of being invited, being chosen, of being selected, as being witnessed as someone that's like, well, that guy can probably add the type of value that I want. That, I think that's a very special experience. So I'm very grateful for that. TED, as a platform, for those that don't know, TED is an acronym for Technology, Education, and Design.
Didn't know that.
There you go. So, the talks that have happened, the impact that brand has had on a global level. We're talking about videos that get 400 million views, right? The privilege and opportunity to have a platform to share a message that could potentially influence so many people is such a privilege. This is privilege. It's absolute privilege. So I'm in this position approaching this now as I'm writing the talk. I'm like, whoa, like, it's like if somebody says to you, let's say God says to you, I'm going to give you 12 minutes and you can say whatever you want to the world. What are you going to say? And the whole world will hear it. What are you going to say, Marcos? And I'm going to say, I am. Two of the most powerful words in the English vocabulary. Yeah, right? Yeah. I'm going to do my speech, my award-winning speech, because that's my signature talk. That's what I live by. I live by this phrase. Words create worlds. And as long as I can get that message out, again, words create worlds, meaning creates meaning, right? Belief creates belief. Like, words create worlds. Son las palabras que usas todos los días, que te decís a vos mismo, o que decís al mundo, o cuando te sentís como una mierda, right? O cuando te sentís muy bien y muy feliz, o cuando decís a alguien que la amás, o te quiero, o estoy cansado, like, whatever it is, words create worlds. So if God gave me a platform, I'm going to say, well, God, or whatever you believe, I'm going to say, well, words create worlds. And he's going to be like, Tell me about that. Be like, how much time I got? You got 12 minutes. Go.
You have 12 minutes. They gave you 12 minutes to do your thing.
Yeah.
How long is your the IM?
6.5 minutes.
Wow. So let us know how that came to be.
I told you,
what I mean?
I was invited. I was at another talk.
No. The
IM speech.
Yeah.
So I had a business that I was writing personalized affirmations for people. And I was essentially making the music and writing the affirmation and then performing it. And I think it was called Life. It was called Live Stream Soundtracks. And I wrote this speech for someone. It was a client, Judy. And she loved it. And I remember I loved it. I was like, oh man, I wish I wrote that for myself.
Yeah.
Right? And then there was a public speaking competition that came up. And I decided to enroll. And when the concept around what the speaking competition was about came to the surface for me, I was like, I can use the IM speech. So I asked her, and then I did it, and I won Speaker Slam. And then I started doing that speech everywhere. And then I went to Speaker Slam again, and I won again, for another speech called Am I, right? So I am was I am. And then the second one was Am I? Right? And then the third one, I won the Grand Slam, which is like, so Speaker Slam is North America's largest inspirational speaking competition, right? This is like speakers from everywhere. They all come and they compete. And so I won Speaker Slam 3 times. I won the Dynamo Public Speaking Competition, which was the first one. I won that one. So just now having this reputation as like a competitive speaker, having won 4 times is kind of like a myth in a way, because that's hard to do. I'm ready to transition from having a reputation as a competitive speaker and really transitioning into, I want to speak as someone that people remember made a difference globally. I'm learning to get the courage to have a reputation for beliefs neutrally expressed, meaning I'm not Christian, I'm not Buddhist, I'm not Jewish, like all the world views. I want to be neutral through a stream of consciousness that is just very much like, I am not picking sides. I have my morality. My compass is my morals. But the message that I want to display publicly only wants what's best. It just comes from betterment, good intentions, purity, love. Mm-hmm. And I think I've had to learn how to develop enough self-esteem to be able to sustain the capacity of judgment and opinion from the world. And so, like I said, around the music. So I'm learning I've learned the responsibility that comes with having this power to grab this microphone, to speak from the heart, to poetically and linguistically be able to articulate and be a wordsmith. Like having these unique powers comes with a responsibility that I'm learning now as I'm preparing for the TED Talk, to be like, do you have it? Do you have it? I have it. Like, I have it. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at right now.
That's awesome. So how many speakers are going to be there that day?
18.
18. So it's a full day event.
Full day event.
Just the one day?
Yeah.
Nice. And is there any more tickets left?
I think it's at like 95% sold out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if people want to buy, where could they go?
They can go to the TEDxMississauga.com.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll see the tickets there.
Okay. And
or
remind
they can
everybody.
Message me personally. I got a discount code.
Okay. Remind everybody again when it is.
June 27th.
Saturday, correct?
Yeah. I don't know when my turn is yet.
Yeah.
But like, so some talks are 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. Some are 5 to 7 minutes. Yeah. There's only 3 speakers with a 12-minute time slot.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I know you're going to kill it. It's going to be awesome.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know if, with that being said, if you want to
do the I am.
Yeah. You down?
Do it.
All right. So this, let me just stop the music because we're going to play a track that he gave me to play in the background. Give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second here. Let me just get the camera ready. For those that are watching, please pay attention to this. I have watched this many times. I've gotten emotional about this. From I don't know how old this this video is, but I do know it's been up for a little bit, and I've watched it again. I've watched it many times in many moments, and I've never told you that. This is the first time I'm telling you this, but it's definitely something that I hope everyone pays attention to. If you have, if you're busy doing other things right now, if you're cleaning or whatnot, just please stop and pay attention. If there's kids around, please raise the volume and just give out your full attention. And let me just switch the camera here, and I'm gonna put some music into the monitor there, and then we'll start. Give me 1 second.
Lights, camera, Accion. I am. Two of the most powerful words in the English vocabulary. I being derived from a source of singularity that encompasses one of the most powerful and intimate sources of self-acknowledgement. Am, following ever so closely to the word I, side by side as a sidekick that ensures that together, both words will act as a statement that embodies strength, assertion, and purpose. Any words that you place after these two singular acknowledgements will be sent immediately throughout your entire being as a proclamation that acts as a declaration of truth. No other words, when used together, impact your consciousness more than this pair of utter expression. It is because of these words that you can gain access to the gates of manifestation. It is because of these words that you can now channel your beliefs through a funnel of abundance. And it is because of these words that you can now affirm to yourself that in every day and in every way, you are getting better and better. Because truly, you are. You've demonstrated your willpower. You've dreamt dreams and made them real. You've believed in love, and love has responded. And with that said, you can now say, I am powerful. I am worthy of abundance. I am determined to succeed. I am full of joy, and I am ready to be of service. Yes, of course. Well, if you said it, then you've made it to be true. Living with the belief that inspires the actions taken after saying the words, I am, is one of the most fundamental triggers to having integrity. You see, it's easy to say, I am, and sure, any one of us can do it, but ask yourself, am I committed to living a purpose-driven life that is in alignment with my heart's greatest intentions? You see, there is a plan that has been mapped out for you through a divine source of information that has been accumulated by your life's experiences. This map was created through an amassment of lives lived by you in previous past times. As said in David Kacandi's book, A Happy Pocket Full of Money, we create our present moments as a preset moment of our past thoughts. This gives us an opportunity to see ourselves as we were before and to grow to an even greater self, the greatest version of ourselves. I'm talking about our best selves. You see, it is your responsibility to use your time wisely. It is your responsibility to think thoughts that serve you so that you can accumulate moments of joy in your life and inspire others to be in awe of your glory. Through your own joy, you will influence them to explore the possibility of joy within themselves, and thus, without any resisted effort, provide them with a sensational preview that encourages others to release themselves from misery and anguish so that they can step into the frequency of love and surrender themselves to the thoughts, feelings, and actions that lift their spirits to levels of exuberance that will ultimately plant seeds of prosperity in their minds. You see, this is your privilege. This is what you get to do every single day, because words create worlds. So I'm going to say the words I am. If you're at home, you can say it with me, but if not, I'll fill in the space for the both of us. Here we go, for all of us. I am ready to manifest the life of my dreams because I work hard for it. I am so ready to believe that I am deserving of all forms of abundance. I am safe in my body because I trust myself. I am willing to sacrifice whatever it takes because I know that I am worthy of having what I deserve. Now check this out. Be proud as you say this. Be bold as you say this, and be courageous. Disregard any sense of formal education that you think that you may need, and focus only on a desire to create a customized lifestyle that is fueled by love, passion, and of course, clarity of purpose. As the days go by, you'll notice that you're manifesting your dream life, your dream partner, or your dream job. If there was anyone that deserves to be acknowledged as a source of pure purpose, you are it. So say it. Say, I am living on purpose. I am love, light, and abundance. I am the creator of my life's moments. I am educated, inspired, and driven. I am a success. But don't just say it. Feel it. Chin up, chest out, arms to the sky. With a gleaming smile on your face, say these words with conviction. Spread your arms wide and soar through the sky as your imagination takes you to all the places that you've wished to go. The road has been paved for you, and your optimism is the energy that will keep you on track. You have the formula to success. You now have a formula to success because the energy has been invested, the faith has grown stronger, and your passion for creativity will reach an all-time high because you now have every reason to keep dreaming. You now have every reason to keep dreaming because you've created a life for yourself that has been inspired by the people, places, and things that have emotionally driven you. And you are now on the journey towards sharing it with the world. And you may not even know it, but you are contributing to the human collective. And through your efforts to live your dreams, you are now inspiring others to get clear on their purpose because today is your day. Now is your moment. Consider wherever you reside as the city of dreams because it doesn't matter where you live. What matters is how you live. And through the practical use of your emotional intelligence and the habitual practice of thinking thoughts that are in alignment with your life's greatest intentions, you will find that you attract like-minded energy by being a person that knows what they want and why they want it. And as long as you're consistently persisting in activating your higher self by doing only that which you know brings you joy, you'll find yourself in a position of pure power, the power of purpose, the power of influence, and the power of dreams. You see, whether you think you can or cannot, either way you're right. To be or not to be, that is the question. The two greatest days of your life are the day you were born and the day that you find out why. These are quotes by visionaries and leaders, brilliant minds of our time, people that are just like you and people that are just like I. You see, I suggest that you release yourself from any detrimental beliefs that are causing you to live with limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging beliefs. Like, really take a moment and just look around. What do you have? Shelter, food, friendship, love. Take a moment to really acknowledge that it's the simple things that we probably take advantage of, and it's in those simple things that you can say, I am grateful, just for that. Because from there you can compound into a state of joy and truly acknowledge one simple truth, and that is that if you're alive right now, then you're a miracle. So my final suggestion is that you show up in the world and you just live as one.
Thank you.
Welcome.
That was amazing.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, well, I don't even want to continue.
No, we're done.
Yeah, we're definitely...
That's it.
That was amazing, Marcos. Again, thank you, for letting us into your world, even just a little bit. This is the reason why I wanted to have you on here, because I know how impactful your words are, and yeah, bro. And obviously, you had me here crying at the back, and I know there's people that are watching that are definitely, seeing things and understanding things a little bit different, and just like you said, we're gonna cut it short. Sorry, not cut it short, but we're gonna end it here, just because, again, we want to do it. I already lost what I was gonna say, but bro, just thank you. I know we can continue talking because I didn't even ask you none of the questions that I had here.
No way.
No, bro, there's still a whole bunch of questions, but again, I want to save this for a part 2, hopefully.
Yeah.
And hopefully have more people in the room while we do this, because like you said, words are super important, and you have a way with your words, and obviously that's a gift from God, and I'm grateful that you are on the show. I'm grateful that you said yes to me. I'm grateful that you made it here on time. Obviously on time, but you actually came here super early, so even better. But I'm just grateful that you said yes to me, and I know those that are watching and those that are going to watch the reruns of this are going to take a lot from it. So if you don't mind, again, just let everybody know about your upcoming TED Talk and where they could reach you if they have any other information. And yeah, man, go for it.
Yeah, let's connect on Instagram. Say hello if you were a part of the show. If you watched it, I would love to meet you. I also, if you want tickets to the TED event, message me. I have discounted tickets. And I think if there's anybody watching this that is in a position of leadership that wants to hire me to come speak in front of your community, I would definitely look at that as something that could really help me live into my purpose, make a powerful contribution, and collaborate creatively as how we can share a vision. I'm really feeling like the opportunity to coach Latin men and to speak in front of Latin communities is like a sign right now. I feel like something broke through here. So I feel very grateful, you know, and what a moment, you know. I feel love in the room, and that's a beautiful feeling. So thank you. Yeah, thank you for everyone that gave us your attention, your time, and thank you to Jona.
No, thank you, man. Again, I could keep repeating this over and over again, and even people in the chat, they don't even know what to say. People are saying, wow, people are giving you claps and stuff, and Cynthia says, I am is always, sorry, she's proud of you.
My sister.
Your sister. Shout out to the sister. Thank you for supporting your brother. And it's crazy because I want to keep going because I want to keep hearing what you have to say, but it's like I don't want to.
Yeah.
You know, just to preserve that moment. You know, so thank you.
You're welcome.
We're gonna definitely talk after the show and catch up and yeah, man, just again, Marcos, thank you so much. I don't know how many more times I want to say thank you, but I think I am working that day when you're doing the TED Talk, but I really want to see if I could stop by. But if not, I definitely want to, you know, watch the video and see how everything goes. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been episode number 18, season number 2 of Lights, Camera, Accion, a podcast that I started about 2 years and something ago. And I want to do something with intention, you know, and something that people find meaning for and take something from it. And today's episode was a perfect example as to why I wanted to do this. And I'm grateful, you know, that we have Latino men like Marcos that are willing to, you know, have these conversations. And like you guys have been watching and noticing, you know, there were topics and questions that he asked me that obviously hit a nerve, you know, and it's a beautiful thing when grown men have these type of conversations. And I hope that this continues, not even just for me and Marcos, but just for anybody that's watching and, you know, have those conversations, you know, be vulnerable, and just surround yourself with people that are willing to hold you accountable, tell you the truth, love you hard, and always be there for you. So again, Marcos, thank you so much for being here. I'm excited to see what the world has for you, you know, and you're going to do amazing at the TED Talk, and we're all rooting for you, and we can't wait to have you back.
Thank you, bro. I really, really appreciate all your words and the platform, and my heart is very full, bro. Thank you.
Thank you so much. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's been another episode of Lights, Camera, Accion, episode number 18, sorry. And once I stop recording or stop the streaming, this video will be up right away on YouTube. So share it to all your friends. Share it to those men that you know need it. And we'll see you guys later on, all right? Thank you so much. Take care.
Ciao. Gracias.